So today I'm going to be comparing the similarities and differences between the two vacuums on some hardwood floor protein powder and on some crushed chips. I'm going to do the same on the carpet with some protein powder and chips as well. So I'll start with the ILIFE. As you can see, it did not perform extremely well, but it did pick up, I would say, most of it. Maybe like around 60%. You can see it goes around there. I think with the kind of bristles at the side, it kind of pushed some of the powder back in here, but it did a pretty good job on the sides right here. The middle, it did not do a great job. In terms of the chips, it picked up some of the finer pieces, but for the bigger pieces, it had a bit of a struggle with. So overall, not too great, but also not too bad. This is what you expect for this price range of robo vacuums. Next, we'll have the Roomba. Look at that. So it made one pass, as you can see, did quite a significantly better job than the ILIFE, as you would expect, because the Roomba is quite a big jump in price. But as you see, there's still some protein powder left on the creases right in there. So the suction is not quite crazy enough to get all between the crevices, but it did get the crevice in here. So I think the crevice test is a little bit hit and miss. But with the chips right here, it got basically all of the chips, a little bit at the bottom right there, at the edge where it couldn't exactly get to that part before it turned around. I'm sure if it went back around, it would be able to get that part. But yeah, not only is this better suction than this, it has a much wider range of area. It had an area maybe around like right here. And this is almost 3 times the range. So with one pass, the Roomba is getting 2.5 times the coverage, which is crazy. Next, we have the carpet test. So as you see, it made one pass and a little bit more suction here versus here. This one is mostly just the kind of bristles right here spitting it into the vacuum. So this is the main pickup area. It did a decent job on the main one. I can still feel some powders on the sides, but not too much. In the middle, there's significantly more here. But for the sides right here, it did a pretty decent job. Same with the bigger pickup. As I said before, it is easy time picking up the smaller pieces, but the big pieces, a little bit of trouble. So now the Roomba. There's quite a bit of powder there too. So as you see, it made one single pass and it basically got everything. It has maybe 10% it didn't get, but majority of it did. As you can see, this one spot, I think it had a particularly large amount of protein powder. That's why I didn't get it completely. But for the sides right here, I can still feel maybe like 2% powder, but it is mostly clean right here. This is around like maybe 5 to like 6, maybe 7% left. The bigger pieces, it still picked up a lot of the bigger pieces. For the edge right there, it didn't pick it up quite completely, but I'm sure when it gets back around, it would be able to pick it up. But you can see the stark difference right here. The Roomba is quite crazy when it comes to pickup power. So I gotta definitely give it to the Roomba. So now we have edge detection. See if it will fall off the edge, but also the edges of walls to see how close it can get and clean those as well. As you can see, it did not fall off the edge. It hit the Roomba. Slows down because it sees the wall. Gets quite close to it, but not entirely. Slows down again. Hits the Roomba. Slows down, goes right along the edge, but not touching it. Slows down again. Hits the Roomba again. So as you can see, any target that is probably at level with it, it cannot see, but anything high up, like a wall, it can see, slow down, and also get up to the edge where just close enough where the bristles can kind of sweep it into here. So that's a pretty good job. Next is the Roomba. As you can see, it detects the edge, did not fall, but it did hit the wall. Hitting the wall is not an issue. Hits the wall again. Slows down, but it still hits it. Hits it. Hits the robot. Hits it again. So as you can see, basically the same thing. It does hit the robot, so anything at the similar level it cannot see. But for the walls, it can see it. It slows down before it hits it, but it still hits it. So I think it's hitting it because it wants to get as close to the wall as possible to suck up all the debris close to the wall. So as I said, hitting the wall is not necessarily a bad thing. But in terms of detection alone, I might have to give it to the ILIFE because it does avoid the walls, but still getting far close up to it to be able to suck up with the fins. Next up, we have the noise level of each and every single one on hardwood floor first and then on carpet. So as you saw, 65 up close and around like 61 when it's further away. And also you can see that around speaking level, it is around 70 to 75. So that is the benchmark. Next is the Roomba. So as you saw, around 70 when it's up close, around 65 when it's further away, and that is quite a bit louder than the other robot, but that comes at the benefit of extra suction and extra power. So now to compare the features, the similarities and differences between the two vacuums. First off, on the surface, there is a button here where you press on to start cleaning. The power button is right here, whereas this one is a power button and also a start cleaning button all in one go. To get the dustbin, press down, you take it out, open it from there, and you can take it apart like that. You can also take the filter out here. Take this out by pressing this button, comes on out, click on this one pops on out, and this is where you get the debris. You can also take the air filter out from over here, like so. Moving around to the back, the biggest difference is the pickup area. As you can see, all this is it, and only this part is it. So basically 2 and like 0.2 times bigger than this one. So it is much bigger area of pickup. You can also lift this up and you kind of clean each and every single bristle right here. Whereas there's no bristle and you can't clean it. There's 2 spinner heads right here, but only 1 here, and each spinner has less bristles on this one. This one has more bristles. This one, it glides a little bit easier for this one. This one's a little bit less. The kind of charging area is a little bit bigger versus this one's a little bit smaller. The wheel's a little bit bigger here as well. This one's a little bit smaller. And there's downwards detection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sensors, whereas this one has 1, 2, 3 sensors. The bumper is also a bit more sensitive on the Roomba, whereas this one's a little bit harder to press. Lastly, we have the dock. This is the ILIFE dock, nothing basic. This is where you charge it. It has sensors where you can return home, and it has a little rubberized feet at the bottom. This is the iRobot, obviously a lot different because this can empty the waste bin by itself by sucking all the debris from here and going into the bag right in here. That is the hole that it comes out of. This is a slot for the extra bag. The design of this is also very good because it has traction here. This is where the wheels automatically dock, and because it is slightly at an angle, all the debris in the bin is pushed to the back so it can more easily be able to suck through here into the garbage right here. Also a leather strap right here, so very high premium feeling. Back here, this is where you can organize the cord, and this is backwards compatible because you can use this with any Roomba, at least the ones I have tried. For the older model, that does not come with the bin. So once it has finished the job, it'll empty the bin, but if you want to do it manually, you can go onto the app, click on empty bin, and it'll start. As you saw, that was quite loud, 91. 75 is around talking decibels, so that was quite loud. You shouldn't put this anywhere near the living room, but it is completely empty inside. This is the advantage. You don't have to do anything. So overall, even the two products aren't too comparable. If you want to kind of save some money to get the better version, you should definitely do it because the cleaning, you don't have to empty the bin, the navigation, everything is just much better and higher premium on the Roomba versus the ILIFE. But if you want a budgeted option, the ILIFE is not a bad choice either.